So, I'm going to talk a little bit today about navigating your life with your energy. And in order to understand what I mean, I'm just going to share a quick story because I think that will be easier to explain. So, I basically was at a workshop today, and it was a 4-day workshop. It's the second day. And the first day was fine. The second day, I got to the point where the information that I was taking in was just information that I'd covered a few times before. And so by the time it got to before lunch and we got into an exercise, I had started to lose interest, to check out. And I mean, if you've ever been to a lecture, I'm sure you know how that feels when you're listening to something and you're just not really interested in it and you just check out. By that point, I was feeling like, should I stay? I was kind of staying just out of politeness, and I was staying because, you never know how the day's gonna go on. I went for lunch. By the time I came back and I was listening in, and like the day was going on, it was now 4:30, and I was actually feeling like really, really drained. Like my energy was just completely I could feel it like draining from my body. And bearing in mind that this workshop finished at 5, and I'm thinking, God, I've got another half an hour of this. And some people that I met in the bathroom was like, wow, this day's just flown by, because it was obviously the right audience, right? A right audience for them, for that particular workshop, and for the information that they're receiving. They were really taking a lot from it. But for me, I was just checked out and actually quite bored by this point. But what was interesting is that I stayed, even though I could feel my energy was just draining. And it clearly just wasn't the day for me, wasn't the workshop for me. The information, I had already processed this type of information before. And it was interesting because the actual workshop was on visioning. And when we were working on our visions and vision statements, the prompt was to ask yourself, what would I love? And so as I'm standing now at the back of the room, because I just wasn't engaged, I wasn't in the center of the audience at this point, I was standing up, I was at the back, and I looked at this board and I saw the words, what would I love? And my answer to that question was, I really would love to get out of here. And I'm like, okay, my bag had been left in the center of the audience. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to be that awkward person and try and find a break in a moment of the speaker, in order to quickly grab my bag and run out the door. I don't know if you resonate with this feeling of feeling like you're just in an audience that's going to be really awkward and maybe feel a little bit rude or disrespectful for just actually taking care of yourself and your energy. Because at that point, I was drained. I couldn't take another half an hour. I was done. And actually feeling like my energy was draining, probably should have left a long time before that. And it was actually only until I got home, and funny enough, actually, before I move on, that when I did leave, as soon as I got to the station, my train had been delayed by 2 minutes, which gave me plenty of time to just hop on as soon as I got there. And my train's usually waiting around maybe 10, 15 minutes, sometimes even 20 for this train. And it was just there waiting for me as soon as I arrived. It was just the perfect timing for me to quickly find an opportunity to grab my bag and leave. But I hate doing that, but I think it really comes down to what in life is, when you're feeling these moments where your energy is just draining, and noticing when it's draining, and also the things in life that are actually energizing you. And he was talking about things like being in the right room with the right people and the right mentorship and things like that. But in that moment, when I asked myself the questions am I in the right room? It's not really. I've barely connected with the people in this room. Lovely people, just wasn't really connecting very well. And so I was kind of just dabbling on my own here and there. But when I'm in other environments, in other places around the world, I'm just super engaged and super energized, and actually very interested in topics of conversation and things like that. And I just feel energized. I could be in, I don't know, co-working spaces where we're up until the early hours of the morning, chatting, and you just don't feel tired to go to bed. And so there's a real difference between things that are really giving you energy and things that are draining your energy. And this kind of when I got home, going back to that point, I noticed that that drain of energy, and the reason why I stayed was because I was people pleasing. And this is something that I have a tendency to do, and really quite historically, like very badly, was my trait. I'm going to talk about that in another video because I think that just deserves a whole video in itself, to be honest. But usually when you're people pleasing, like there's a difference. It's like understanding when your energy is being drained and when you're doing something that is giving you energy. I'm going to go into that into a little bit more detail in another video. But what my main message for this video is basically like being aware of your energy throughout the day. And obviously throughout the day, you're more energized in the morning and less energized by the evening, like normal ebbs and flows of energy. But when you're in environments or doing things or taking in information or working on certain things, and you can literally just feel your energy just draining, like that is a moment to go within and ask yourself is this really the thing I'm meant to be doing? Is this the thing that I actually want to be doing? Is this something of interest to me? And actually, is this guiding me towards something else? And sometimes this like energy that goes in, like that you're feeling within your body, whether it's energized or feeling drained, it's like, it's a navigation system. It's your body is navigating you towards, away from things that aren't quite for you and towards the things that are. And so when you feel energized, like you go with it, right? It's like, follow that. And when you're noticing things that are like really draining, like, don't feel like you have to stay just out of politeness or out of people pleasing. Because although, yes, okay, maybe it might not have been appreciated that I left in the end, but you know, they'll get over it. Like you have to take care of yourself, because by that time I was like on the train and I was like needing to sleep because my energy had just been completely drained. And it just obviously wasn't for me, but there was a lesson there. And I think, especially if you have the tendency to people please, like, again, I'll cover that more on another topic, on another video, but like navigating life through your energy, it's like the ultimate way to feeling a more energized, vibrant, joyful, fulfilled life, and listening to the things that are draining you. And if you're in a place where you're just constantly feeling drained, like that's just going to lead to burnout. Like if that's a day to day thing, that is the train to burnout. Like I have been there before. And it's not fun. So a lot of the times we ignore these signals. And I think I just wanted to share that message to give you a nudge to listen to those signals and follow that energy that's within your own system, because that is your guidance system in life. And that is what we have in life to guide us on our own path, not the path that other people expect of us or what other people think I should be doing. If it was up to that person speaking in that workshop, yeah, like do the thing that I'm telling you to do. But I'm like, but this is actually draining my energy. So I need to move towards the things that's filling my energy, which is coming back home and doing a video like this. And I'm now feeling a lot more energized, to be honest. So that's my message for the day. So good luck with that. I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you another time. Thank you.